You know, what he's done, I think he has more pressure than any athlete in North America.
Yeah.
More has been expected of him since 18 years old than any other single athlete.
He may only be a sophomore in high school, but LeBron James is already one of the most highly touted basketball players in the country.
More showtime. LeBron James soaring through the air as he jams it home.
Well, LeBron came in with this at 18 with Chosen One and King and monikers. It's really tough to live up to.
He's like the next Michael Jordan, so.
He was the chosen one as dubbed by Sports Illustrated.
You think about some of the greatest players ever to don a high school uniform.
Mass media, Skip, from the time this kid was 15 years old, was saying, here he is, the next one.
It was almost like playing in the NBA. People at our hotels, girls trying to get up to the room.
First of all, do you know your biological father's whereabouts?
No, not really.
Whenever you're on a pedestal, the people are cheering, but there's a whole lot who want to see you fall.
Guys like LeBron James, who serve as the ultimate inspiration because they show you what you can overcome.
The 2003 NBA Draft Lottery was one of the most anticipated draws in history.
The second pick goes to...
He has a good heart, and he's a good man.
The Memphis Grizzlies. And that means that the first pick in the 2003 NBA Draft goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
With the first pick in the 2003 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James.
And a lot lies ahead. You will most certainly be the most scrutinized rookie in the history of the NBA.
LeBron James making his much-awaited NBA debut. And Terry, boy, you talk about pressure. Is he going to be able to handle it? Can he handle it? We just don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
He is averaging 26, 8, and 9.
How old is he? 12?
Already this year's team owns the franchise record for wins, and they've clinched the best record in the East.
He's still only 18 years and 8 months old. Can he live up to all the hype?
No one can live up to this type of hype.
And their superstar LeBron James is the leading candidate to win his first NBA MVP award.
We never had a guy who was 6'8", 270, who can outrun anybody, who can outjump anybody.
Pistons 91, Cavaliers 89. Timeout, Cleveland.
Football, it gets dispersed. Baseball gets dispersed. In basketball, in this sport, the culture of it is, if you're the best player, it's on you.
And the game is tied at 91 with 9.5 to go.
The only hole in his great game is late game heroics. He doesn't have them in his repertoire.
Oh my! What a shot by LeBron James.
Everybody always wants to talk about how much LeBron James is a choker.
This was his arrival game as an NBA superstar, really.
20 of his 39 in the fourth quarter and overtime.
He scores 29 of his team's last 30 points. They pull an upset on the road. If you look, if you talk to people who know LeBron and know his career, there was before Game 5, 2007, and after.
Here in Game 5, yet another dramatic finish. And the Cavaliers come away with an improbable victory here at the Palace. This goes down as as one of the all-time performances in NBA history. Lewis gets it to LeBron. Yes! LeBron James at the buzzer as the Cavaliers have pulled it out to tie the series, and what a miraculous shot by James!
The collapses, the chosen one turns frozen one that we've seen repeatedly in the playoffs.
And there's the buzzer. The San Antonio Spurs are NBA champions once again. Their fourth title in 9 years.
In a do-or-die game on the road, a game that people had favored them to win from the start of the playoffs.
Lost it again. Unbelievable. His 9th turnover of the night.
Boston won games 4, 5, and 6. That never, ever happened to Michael Jordan. Lots of analysts, not only at ESPN but other networks, concluded this was the mentally weakest superstar we had ever seen.
Surprising, yes, but shocking the way they won. And the year the city of Cleveland was set to celebrate maybe their first title since '64 is going to end in the second round.
This is the problem with LeBron. The early impression he made was that he wasn't clutch.
And again, the impending free agency of LeBron James sends the impact of this collapse to another dimension.
Every day, my mindset changes. He's staying, he's gone, as far as LeBron.
The reigning NBA MVP will announce his future plans during a 1-hour special on ESPN at 9 o'clock Thursday.
And this fall, man, this is very tough. And this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader.
You were the chosen one! A narcissistic, self-promotional build-up that he put on our network.
I hope he never wins anything in Miami. He is dead to me.
It is heartbreaking news for Cleveland. LeBron James is going with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
The worst thing that could ever happen to Cleveland since Modell taking the Browns away.
When you first went to Miami, a lot of critics said that you weren't a likable guy, and they feel like you've changed now.
You can go to Miami and win. It won't be the same.
Just imagine this summer. He has his 3rd MVP, and the Miami Heat do not have a ring. If there was pressure on him before...
You can feel it. You know, the hatred or whatever the case may be.
Oh! The house of highlights!
You think these guys like passing the ball to each other?
As you said, you feel the hate. You sort of feel all this, and people burning your jersey on TV.
Right. This guy, LeBron James, he's doing stuff that I've never seen before. A bigger, stronger Michael Jordan. I never thought I would say that. I'm not going to say he better than Michael now, but if he can win 5 or 6 championships,
I was always the liked one, and to be on the other side. They call it the dark side or the villain, whatever they call it. It was definitely challenging.
He can't stand up to the pressure.
It was right over Lucas. It was like a stepladder.
The higher the expectations, the worse he performs.
Pass at the side of the backboard. Another Kings turnover, a chance to run.
Well, they got what they paid for tonight, baby. That's what they came to see.
And when you look and now start to compare the notes, it tells you about that gene you always talk about that Michael has, that you got to question now whether or not LeBron really has it.
The Miami Heat are once again NBA champions. LeBron James captures that elusive title he so desperately coveted.
What's the first thing that ran through your mind?
It's about damn time.
Heat clinging to a 2-point lead. James pulls up. Back-to-back titles for the Heat. The 2013 NBA championship resides once again in Miami.
A prodigal son returns and revitalizes an entire city with a few simple words: I'm coming home.
When you make mistakes or you've done something that you didn't feel was the best choice to make, it's how you come back from adversity. It's how you come back from those pitfalls that define who you are as a man and as a professional athlete.
I think that he was, he has a sense, I think, of completing circles and of his own story. And I think he believed that going back to Cleveland would complete a real circle in his career.
St. Vincent, St. Mary High School, in Akron, Ohio, number 23, LeBron James!
This is what I have thought about basically every night since then, was how to get to this point, how to close this circle.
I would be astounded if LeBron James even seriously entertained the notion of going back to Cleveland.
I'm ready to accept the challenge. I'm coming home.
On the internet, a lot of people discuss Jordan and LeBron. It's getting closer by the year.
I can let the world know what I knew all along. I've been chasing this guy in Chicago who's been retired for over a decade.
LeBron James, to me, is easily a top 5 player of all time for the first 46 minutes. Oh! The last 2? I'm not so sure.
And the Golden State Warriors, with a huge win on the road, take a commanding 3-1 lead in these NBA Finals.
I've been highlighting when guys don't show up and handle their business. And tonight, it was LeBron James in the fourth quarter.
It was over. The series was over. I think you know in your heart of hearts, when Golden State went up 3-1.
LeBron James and the Cavs now in a big hole as they head back to Oakland.
I don't know anybody who really believed at that moment that Cleveland had a real chance to win this thing.
Making a statement on both sides of the floor. Says to the two-time MVP, get it out of here. Not on my watch.
When he was down 3-1 to a 73-win team, the all-time winningest team.
To me, it's no longer King James, it's King Steph. It's his world and his league.
James fakes, James strong.
Is that LeBron James is 31. He doesn't dunk as much. You're not going to get a 45-point night from him. Those days are over.
40 points for LeBron James. Cleveland forces a Game 6.
It will take another Herculean performance by LeBron James to win this game.
Curry blocked by James.
No team in NBA history has ever overcome a 3-1 deficit to win the finals.
In back-to-back finals games.
And we will have a Game 7 in Oakland.
And I suspect that come Sunday night at the Oracle in Oakland, California, that Steph Curry is going to make his presence felt emphatically.
Pass right through the hands of Curry. James, a two-handed slam.
I don't think Cleveland has a chance to win this series, even if it goes to Game 7.
Shall not pass!
Coming back from a 3-1 deficit, being the first team in NBA history to do it.
Here is where legacy is truly made, where legends are made. When you do the impossible. And they did it.
Cleveland fans haven't celebrated a championship in any major sport in 50 years.
It's over. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
If you match him up 31 years old, LeBron's been to over twice as many finals. He got there faster. They both have 3 rings. LeBron's got 1 more regular season MVP and been to over 2 times as many finals as Michael Jordan.
To come back under the intense
pressure of playing in front of your home base and said, I am going to win one for Cleveland. He delivered on that promise.
He can never play basketball again. He's one of the 3 greatest players ever.
Does he want to be better than Michael Jordan? Yes.
More has been expected of him since 18 years old than any other single athlete.
This is unbelievable. This is Jordan-esque.